Hi guys, welcome to our channel Mechanical Vibes. So I am planning to start engineering subjects like thermodynamics and strength of materials in our channel. Before going to start those subjects, I would like to recap few fundamentals like what is the physical quantity, what are the types of physical quantities, scalar, vector, what is the difference between scalar and vector, what are the types of systems available for units, what is those importance of units in our calculation in engineering subjects, and what is the definitions of few parameters like pressure, volume, density, entropy, heat, temperature, a clear definition. Those are all the things we will see. In this video, I will explain about scalar and vector. What is the fundamental difference between scalar and vector? What are the physical quantities will fall under scalar and what are the physical quantities will fall under vector? All those things we will see today. So, what is physical quantity? Physical quantity is a measurement of system. Physical quantity is a measurement of system. If you take, for example, myself, my height is 170 centimeters. My height is 170 centimeters. My mass is 63 kg. My mass is 63 kg. So I can say about myself with my height and my weight. These are examples of physical quantities. Likewise, we can say in a gas cylinder how much pressure that gas cylinder is having, what is the temperature of gas cylinder, what is the volume of that gas cylinder, or what is the mass of this tester, how much amount of liquid ink it is these pens are having. We can see that they will give 1.5 ml or 2 ml. These are physical quantities. By physical quantities, we can say how much it is having, all those things. So now, what is the scalar and what is vector? While calculating these physical quantities, few does not require direction. Few does not require direction. Simply we can say how much it is having. Those will fall under scalars. They need magnitude only. For example, my mass is 63 kg. Here I am saying 63. How much? 63 kg units. So it does not require any direction. They simply require how much. So these will fall under scalar. But for few they require direction also. For few they require the direction also. Those will fall under vector. In order to get a clear picture, I will give you a simple example. I will give you a simple example of launching rocket. Launching a rocket. Launching a rocket. So now we are launching rocket from point A to point B. From point A to point B. So during this launching process, we need to calculate. What we need to calculate? How much distance it is traveled. How much distance it is traveled. How much amount of fuel mass. How much mass fuel it consumed. How much mass fuel it consumed. For example, 90 tons. 90 tons of fuel required in order to launch our rocket from point A to B. From point A to B. Then we need to know about how much speed it is maintaining, because it need to cover 1700 kilometers, right? It need to maintain some speed. For example, 300 meters per second. Like this, it need to maintain, right? So for this calculation, I need any direction? No. But in order to reach from point A to B, from point A to B, I need directions also. Because in order to locate B in space, I need to know its location. I need to know its location. 1700 kilometers. We can reach n number of points in space, right? From A to B, n number of points will be there. But particularly this location, in order to reach, we need to know other parameters also. For example, our starting point we will say in space xyz 0 0 0. Here it will have different xyz. For example, 900, 300, 450. Here we can see in space, right? So this will have x, y, z also in space. So from this point to reach this point, from this point to in order to reach this point. For example, we need to know how much it is changing in the x direction, how much changing it is changing in x direction, y direction, z direction also. Now when it comes to displacement, when it comes to displacement, 900 I plus 300 j plus 300 j plus 450 k. 450 k. Then this much displacement our rocket need to know, need to travel. This much distance it need to travel, as well as this much displacement it need to get. Then only it will reach that particular location. So to calculate displacement, we need three directions magnitudes also. Three directions magnitudes also. And it need to maintain different velocities in each direction. It need to maintain different acceleration in each direction. Then only it can reach from this point to this point, right? So you understood, right? For these parameters we does not require direction, but these parameters we need direction. For speed, velocity, acceleration we need direction also. Okay, so these will fall under vectors. These will fall under scalars. These will fall under scalars. Okay, you understood, right? We need both scalars. We need vectors also. We need. Okay, few physical parameters. They need direction. So there we will calculate in vector calculation. Calculating for 1700 kilometers is different. Calculating for this is different. 1700 kilometers, I can say from 0 kilometers to 1700 kilometers. Simply 1700 minus 0, 1. But when it comes to displacement, we need to check how much change came in x direction, how much change came in y direction, how much change came in z direction also. So calculating distance and displacement is different. In our earth, for example, while traveling from Vijayawada to Tirupati, we need to know how much distance. By that only we can know how much fuel we need to fill in our tank. Now you got right what is the fundamental difference between scalar and vector. Now we will see few physical parameters, whether those are scalar or vector. Whether those are scalar, vector. Now you understand about difference between distance and displacement. Difference between distance and displacement. Difference between speed and velocity. Whether I will tell you one more example. See, I am throwing this cap. And catching. How much distance traveled? Traveled this much distance, but displacement is 0. Also. Mass of the body, simply a scalar. Mass of the body is scalar. Why? Because what is the definition of mass? How much quantity that body is having. It is simply how much. It requires only magnitude. That's why I told my mass is equal to 63 kg. My mass is equal to 63 kg. We got right? Now we will see force. First I will explain force, then we will go to weight. Because weight is a kind of force. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. A vector, right? Acceleration is a vector. I will give you a clear picture why force is vector. See, while applying force, for example, F is equal to 10 newtons in our problem. By seeing this 10 newtons, we cannot calculate our problem. We need to know how the force is acting on that body. Because when force is acting horizontally, it will give different effect on that body. When it is acting vertically, it will give different effect. When it is acting inclinedly, it will give different. When it is acting inclined, it will have both components, Fx and Fy. It will have two components, Fx and Fy. You understood, right? We need to know in which direction, whether it is horizontal or vertical or inclined, required direction also. Force required direction also. In order to say 10 newtons in each direction or west direction or in x direction or y direction. Whether our problem how we are defining with respect to north and east we are defining, or with respect to x, y, z we are defining. By that we can say right 30 degrees. F 10 newtons is active, 30 degrees to horizontal. Here we need to clearly mention its direction also for force, because it will have different. But mass 3 kg, it does not depend upon direction. How much quantity that body is having. Is mass. So simply we can say it is scalar. It is scalar, clear, right? It requires only how much? It does not require direction. The direction mass will not change. Whether that body is like that or like this, mass will change. Mass will not change. Mass will not change. Understood, right? Mass is scalar. Force is vector. Now we will see weight. What is the definition of weight? Mass into gravity. Weight is a mass into gravity, and it is a force. And it is a force. G is a gravitational acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity. G means acceleration due to gravity. And weight is a type of force. You will call weight as a net force. Weight as a net force. Right? It will change according to direction. It will change. It is a vector. Or I will give you with one example. I will give you with one example. M is equal to 10 kg. Because of that weight, it will possess different forces. So that forces are in the direction of plane, normal to the body, and normal to the plane. Normal to the plane. It will have different components. It will have different components. See, for example, if I keep a spring here, it will not give 10 kg. It spring rate, if I keep here, it will not show 10 kg. It will show effects. Mg sin theta. Mg sin theta. And if I keep a spring like here, spring measuring instrument for to calculate weight, here it will show mg cos theta. Mg cos theta. It will come here. Same mass but weight acting on inclined plane in this direction. In this direction is different. In this direction is different. Understood, right? You can see next time when you checking your weight and weighing machine, you need to what the instruction will give. Stand straightly, then check your weight. But next time try to check weight by tilting your body. You will get different weight. If this is a weighting machine, don't keep this like this. Keep it like this. Then you will get different weight. You can try this and you can understand. Why weight is vector. Weight requires direction also. Because it is a force. It is a force. It will have different effect on bodies with respect to direction. With respect to direction. Next, temperature. Temperature is scalar. We will simply say 99 degree Fahrenheit or 1 or 2 degree Fahrenheit. Definition of temperature also. Temperature means average kinetic energy of molecules. So here, what is this definition? Average kinetic energy of molecules in this system. This requires only magnitude. This requires only magnitude. Does not require the average kinetic energy. How average the kinetic energy that molecules is having is temperature. We calculate how much. So it is simply scalar. It's simply scalar. Heat, all energies are scalars. All energies are scalars. Kinetic energy, potential energy, rotational energy, all are scalars only. When it comes to heat and work, what is the definition of heat and work? Definition of heat is how much energy transferred due to temperature difference. That is heat. When it comes to work, energy transfer, not energy transfer due to anything. Energy transfer due to any difference except temperature difference. Except temperature difference. That is called work. So if energy transferring from one system to another system, it is due to temperature, then it is heat. It is due to other things, then it is work. Simply. For example, take this one. This is hot body and this is cold body. When we kept together, they will reach thermal equilibrium after some time. This we know, right? What happening here? Energy is transferred from high temperature body to low temperature body. So when we are calculating how much energy is transferred from hot temperature body to lower temperature body, we are saying that as heat. Heat transferred from hot temperature body to lower temperature body is 30 joules or 40 joules. 30 joules or 40 joules. When I am applying a force, it will displace traveling. Displacer is traveling, right? Displacer is traveling. Work is equal to mass into force into distance. Force into distance. Here force is there. See, work is equal to force into distance. By seeing this, force is there, so it is vector. In the calculation, it is having vector. See, let me see. I will explain you. If I am applying some force, it will move like this. If I apply some force, it will move like this. If I apply inclined force, it will move. But when it comes to work, we are calculating the work. Work is equal to force into distance. By seeing force in the formula, don't misunderstood that work is vector. Work is, but to calculate how much work I did during that process. I did some work, right? I have moved his body some distance, right? So with a force, I moved his body. Here, I does not require direction. How much I did in X, how much I did in Y, how much I did in Z. It is consuming my energy in my body. It is consuming my energy in my body. It is converting energy in my body to some work. How much? It is converting. So, it is how much? Simply magnitude only required. Here also we need magnitude only. We does not require any directions to calculate work. Look at this. Travel from point A to point B. How much work that the target did? We will calculate, right? To calculate the efficiency, we will calculate for engines, right? We are giving some input, we are getting some output. For that, we calculate work. Work we will calculate how much. We will never calculate in any direction. Work in X, work in Y, work in Z. We does not require. We simply require how much work did this process in this process. That only we require. Now we got the clear picture about what are the physical quantities will fall under scalar, what are the physical quantities will fall under vector. The physical quantities which require only magnitude will fall under scalar, which require both magnitude and direction will fall under vectors. Okay. I given few regular whatever we will use physical quantities in this video in order to whether that is scalar or that is vector. By knowing that only we can calculate them clearly. We may see in examples this will go scalar, this will go vector. When we are calculating about velocity, displacement, acceleration, we will do vector calculation only. But if you doing a new problem from real world to, we need to take it into our problem. We need to know what is the clear difference between scalar and vector. Then only we can do for few things scalar calculation, for few things vector calculations. I think you understood the definition of scalar and vector. So now I will give you at 10 images with definitions of scalar, vector, and examples for scalar and examples for vector. Note down them and remember. And one more thing, I will tell you one more thing. Pressure. We discussed pressure? No, we didn't discuss pressure, right? Pressure is equal to formula for pressure is F by A, right? F by A. So by seeing this class says pressure is vector. You need to know about definition of pressure. Pressure is equal to force acting normal to the surface divided by area. See, force acting normal to the surface divided by area. Normally means perpendicular. Right? 90 degrees. How much force is acting perpendicular to the surface? For example, this is a body and force acting with angle, but we does not, here P is equal to not F by A, here P is equal to not F by A, here P is equal to Fy. The force component which is acting normal to the body, force component which is acting normal to the body, by A. Remember, pressure is not equal to F by A. Pressure equal to force acting normal to the surface by area. It does not require other directions. You understood, right? So, for pressure is scalar. So, pressure is scalar. To calculate pressure, we does not require vector calculations. We require only scalar calculations. So now we will see the once again you can note down the definition of scalar and vector and examples for scalar and vector by seeing that images of what I am going to provide. Okay, but I hope you understood the difference between scalar and vector in this video. In next video we will see what are the types of systems available for units, CGS, MKS, SI. Why now people are using SI only? I will explain you. And what is the requirement to know the dimensions? All those things we will see in my next video. Thanks for watching. Hope if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel Mechanical Vibes. Thank you.